Okay, for part 2 of why you needed conditioning, if you haven't already, please go watch part 1. This really won't make sense if you don't. Okay, so once you kind of get to that iteration of the throat chakra, right, and that kind of focal point, you start to really, that's your truth coming out. So during this time period, you'll start to notice all of a sudden you might want to be a little bit more vocal, set more boundaries, things of that nature. Very, very normal. But this is what often why people feel like they hit 30 and then all of a sudden like a lot of things change their relationship to their parents. Maybe a lot of times it's their job. And because what has happened is during these younger years, typically you're following along with your conditioning from your parents. And then what happens is right around 30, you start to develop your own sense of truth and then act on it, speak on it, take action towards it. Now, why does this even matter is because every time that we incarnate, so whether you believe in reincarnation or not, it doesn't really matter. When you come into this body, there's a reason why every single person is different, even if they're born into the same family. Isn't it interesting how you can have again, I have 5 siblings and every single one of us is different. We grew up in the same household, things like that, especially if you have a very nuclear, normal nuclear family, which is not what is normal anyways. But same mom, same dad, you didn't really move a whole lot, you went to the same school, and every single child can be different. It's because when you incarnate into your body, there are specific things that your soul, your consciousness needs to develop. And when you take on a body, you take on experiences or how else would you say this? Experiences, or you choose your parents, you choose your heritage, you choose when you come to be able to facilitate that learning. And I always kind of give this example to people because it's really, really difficult. If you need to be able to learn to forgive. You need to be able to learn to soften and be kinder, maybe less rigid. You would need an experience in which somebody wrongs you and pisses you off in order for you to learn forgiveness. So this conditioning that you have as a child is really so that you can start to have the experiences, the lessons, and really develop your unique consciousness or work through karma that you may be holding on to. And that's another thing we can talk about in another one. If you're interested, just let me know in the comments. We can talk a lot about karma and reincarnation. Why I believe, even though I believe in a lot of science, I also believe in reincarnation and why that is. We can talk about all that. You choose, essentially, though, the environment in which you are born into. Whether it's good or bad, whether you like it or not, it really doesn't matter. It provides the experiences to develop you as a soul.